back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Kevin Bridges, who's staying with us for the whole show. Let's get my next guest out, though. I'm very, very excited he's on the programme. I'm a huge fan of his. He's known all over the world for being Jim in the American version of The Office. Now he's buffed up and ready for action in the new Michael Bay film, 13 Hours. It's Mr. John Krasinski, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye, guys.
You've got to allow yourself to be left. Hey, John, how are you?
A standing ovation.
Yes, yes, they were told to do that.
That's the respect. That's the respect I deserve.
That's it. You've got it already.
Yeah.
OK, so very excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, because The Office, the American Office, I loved the English Office. When it was on, I became a huge fan. But then the American
It was very
Office...
adorable that you guys did your own version. That was so cute.
But I think most of it, and I think I speak for a lot of people, when, you know, the American Office started off, it's OK, then it got better and better, and it got to the stage where I think it eclipsed the British Office. It became a better show, and I loved it all the more.
I paid him to say that, but it worked.
Well, but in no small part of you were so good on it.
Thank you so much.
Did you think going into it, OK, this will be a success, or were you wary when you took on the role?
Oh, very much. I watched the British Office, like, religiously. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned with 6 other Jims in the callback. And like 6 guys all auditioned, and I was the 7th guy. And they said, we're just going to take a lunch break, and we'll be right back. And I said, oh, can we just do one more? Because I was so nervous. I was a waiter at the time that I got the show. You're welcome, everybody. And everybody went to lunch, and they came back, and a guy was sitting across from me eating a salad, and he said, are you nervous? And I said, no, because you either get these things or you don't. What I'm really nervous for is whoever's making the show, because they're just going to screw it up. They screw up all good British shows. And he said, I'm the executive producer. And I was like, oh, great. And I threw up in my mouth and went out to the bathroom.
But you got the job, so...
I did, yeah.
Have you done any acting, Kevin? Do you want to be an actor? Is that something you'd like to do?
I've done a couple of small parts, and I've been offered a few things. But I can never read a script.
Really?
Well, I can read, but it's like... I just don't know if it's any good. If somebody just came... I wish it was in retrospect. Like, I'd need to watch the movie first. I'd rather just made the movie.
That would be too late,
decided,
though. That would be too late for you to get the part.
But if they just made the thing and put some stand-in guy and going, that's the guy we want you to play.
Yeah.
I know that's maybe asking a lot.
OK, so... now, John's new movie is not, as you might expect, it's not a comedy at all. 13 Hours, The Secret Soldier of Benghazi. It's based on a very dramatic true story, and it's out this Friday. A very different kind of role than the one I expected to see you in.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it must have been fun for you to rise to that challenge, I guess.
100%. I mean, for me, you know, I come from a big military family, so I've always wanted to do a movie like this. I'm sure you've heard about it in the news, but these 6 guys who were not in the military got the call. They were working for the CIA, and they got the call that the ambassador of the United States in Benghazi, Libya, was under attack. And without any hesitation, they went over there and tried to protect him, and then came back and saved 29 American lives in the CIA compound. And 6 guys fought off upwards of 220 guys for 13 hours straight.
Let's have a look. This is 13 Hours, The Secret Soldier of Benghazi, and it is out this Friday. Have a look at this.
Hey everybody, this is Jack Silva. We train SEALs at Coronado, so he knows the drill.
We need immediate assistance. We are overrun.
You have a U.S. ambassador at risk. You gotta send us.
We're not even supposed to be here.
Hey, we're coming in. We're on property.
On the roof. Don't leave me. We're under heavy fire.
Tell me what to do.
Thinking about my girls, man. Every time I go home to Becky and those girls, I think this is it. I'm gonna stay.
RPG! Shoot that son of a bitch!
And then something happens and I end up back here.
It's 13 Hours is out this Friday. It's a very powerful film, and it's a very noisy film as well. I mean, man, there's a lot of shooting goes on in that film. And I imagine you had to learn how to operate those weapons, how to almost be able to do that for real.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we went to weapons training with Navy SEALs who are, you know, one of our elite forces. And we spent time using these guns. And the first time I shot a gun with them, they're pretty big. Yeah, that's how big they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, you definitely get shocked into being totally nervous.
That's a real gun you use for the film?
Yeah, the whole movie we were using real guns. We were shooting blanks, obviously, but we were using real guns. And
But even blanks, people get injured, don't they? I mean, they are pretty dangerous.
well, the first day of shooting, we all lined up and started shooting guns for the first time. And truly the first bullet that was fired by all of us, one of them flipped up and hit me in the neck, which everybody was like, you know, hot brass, it happens. And it sounds like a cool jazz band. You're like, hot brass. And then it hits your neck and you're like, this is not a cool jazz band. This is awful. And I had sunscreen on, so the casing stayed on my neck.
Wow.
And the rule of the Navy SEALs taught us was you can never stop firing on a firing line, because if you go like this, you could shoot your friends. So for about a minute, it was just searing my skin. I still have a scar.
Wow.
So
that's...
now I'm a real man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see the scar from there, Kevin?
No, your makeup team have
Yeah.
done a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's still a shit. No, I can see it. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Now, let's talk then about... I know that you were formerly a regular-shaped person, and then
Yep.
you became what we would call a movie-shaped person.
Okay.
If that's right for this film. That must have been a hell of a lot of work, and I guess you enjoyed the end result, if not necessarily the journey to it.
Yes. It was a lot of work.
Okay.
I thought it was like
Well, then,
going to
now,
be...
let's enjoy that for a moment. Let's enjoy that for a moment.
Let's
and
enjoy
you
it.
enjoy it with us, because you earned it.
Can you imagine if I enjoyed it the most? If I was just like... There it is. It was very hard. I tried to stay in shape as a, whatever that meant.
As a working actor, I guess you have to be fairly
it's like
fit.
power bars and push-ups.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they were like...
an 8K.
What's that?
Now, I have the reaction to your changed physique caused quite a stir online. And we have some of the tweets that were posted at that time.
This is going to be great.
Now, Kevin, would you like to read some of these tweets out for John?
Yes.
These are the John Krasinski tweets. These are the...
And by the way, pretend not to feel this way.
Okay. Can you... Now, can we just check something? Because I know you're a very polite guy. Have you been able to understand anything that Kevin has said?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Hear that, Jonathan? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Every word.
It's one of the bonus features of Braveheart.
I'm sorry if that
How
was...
to speak Scottish.
I need John Krasinski to hug me. I bet his arms would wrap around me twice.
That's about the length of my arms, not how good I look.
Are your arms abnormally long, or are they just imagining that? I mean, they look
I don't
regular
know.
length to me.
This one's all right. Here's the definition of walking sex. Have you ever had walking sex?
Is that like The Walking Dead? Because that's a very popular show.
There's another one here.
Similar sounds.
Saying the definition of sex monkey. What is sex monkey?
What is walking sex and sex monkey?
Well, you are, apparently.
Whoa!
That's the next movie, man. Walking sex monkeys. That's great. This one's quite nice, and then the guy obviously ruins it by coming across as a bell end at the end. He just says, John Krasinski is super funny. That's cool.
Thanks.
With an amazing body fat percentage.
Wow.
OK, let me, before we move on, let me just ask you, because you're married to one of our biggest British stars.
Yes.
Emily Blunt, the fabulous actress Emily Blunt. I love Emily. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what?
Yeah.
That guy got her? But
Not just me thinking that.
it's true. It's true. Why do you think I bulked up? I had to earn it. No, we have an amazing daughter named Hazel, and she definitely is picking up on her mom's accent, which I think is adorable.
Yeah.
Especially at Christmas. The whole Santa, Father Christmas thing, like, blew her mind.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we're going to go see Santa. And she'd look at Emily, and she was like, Father Christmas.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, what's going on? I'm meeting two guys? And they both get free toys? This is the best. Yeah, so she's... and she says she has a British accent for some things. She says water instead of water.
Yeah, the correct way.
The correct way.
Well, you know.
That's true, yes,
Yeah. But Americans, I've rambled about this in the past, but Americans are quite lazy when it comes to listening to other accents, I've noticed.
In listening to other accents?
Well, if someone says something and it isn't specific, it doesn't sound like the American word, they assume it isn't a word. I asked for water once and someone said, Wawa, do you want some Wawa?
Someone said they learned that from you?
Well, no, we didn't learn anything. They were an idiot. It was an American. I said, she said,
I don't know.
Well,
I think you asked for Wawa, and he was like, I can get you Wawa, but Wawa?
Well, I didn't ask for Wawa. The last thing I need in my life is any more Wawa.
This is Wawa? You said...
No one says Wawa.
Could I have some of your Wawa?
You don't... Ah. All right, John's going to stick around for the rest of the show, I hope, aren't
Yes.
you, John? Mr.
Yes.
John Krasinski, ladies and gentlemen. That was great. Thank you, man. It was great fun. Still to come on the show, we'll be joined by the fabulous Catherine Tate and Will Poulter. So see you after the break.